So when you click on the leads section, you'll get two options here, the predefined lists and the build a list. The predefined list is a two-step process where you choose criteria from a list that we provide and then choose the location. So you can choose any of these criteria listed here and then choose a zip code or a neighborhood and get all of the matching properties. Two steps, you have a list. If you use the build a list, that allows you to build a list from the ground up. So you start off with your location. So you come here to our map, and our map you'll see has the city broken up into these larger regions. So for example, northwestern Queens. So if you wanted to take all of this area, you could, but you could also right click and then show all the neighborhoods and then choose which neighborhoods you want to deal with. Now you can go on the map, choose your neighborhood. You can also go by zip code, school district, community district, or the polygon. Now the Polygon tool allows you to draw on the map and designate your own area. The Polygon tool is also available in the comparables section, so you're not just limited to radiuses and neighborhoods there as well. You can also use the polygon to designate your location in comps. But I'll show it to you here, and I think the best use of the polygon is designating street borders. So I'll show you how that works. So you see here attached to my cursor, that's the polygon. So if I wanted to, I can just make a circle and say this is the location that I want. But if you're not satisfied with what you draw, you just click clear. And I'm going to turn this off so that I can zoom in on the map and designate my area, just show you how it works. You can zoom in on the map by double clicking or by using these arrows up here. So let's say this is the location that I wanted. I'll turn my polygon back on and essentially just trace along the lines of the street that's going to make up my border. I'm not doing a spectacular job, but basically this is what you're going to want to do. Trace along the lines of the streets and then make sure you include not just the white part but the other side of the street so you're actually getting all of those properties. And so if you like what you've drawn, you click done and that becomes your location. If not, you click clear and you can start over again. So we'll go back and we'll just use a neighborhood. So we'll take Williamsburg and East Williamsburg as our location. You click next. Now here you choose what property types you're interested in. If you click on the drop-down box, you get these very general residential, mixed-use, commercial options. But if you click on more details, here you can determine what types of properties you want to include. And this is based on the building class. But we're not going by the codes, but the actual descriptions. So you don't have to worry about the knowing the codes to be able to build this list because we're using those descriptions associated with the codes that I showed you in the property report. So clicking on residential, expanding residential will take you to the option of 1 to 4 families, apartment buildings. Apartment building, this is going to be your elevator buildings. Your multifamilies will be your 5 and 6. Condo buildings versus condo units, co-op buildings and co-op units. So there is a difference between the two. Your mixed use, your commercial, you can expand out. Obviously, apartment buildings are technically commercial, but they're listed under residential because it's where people live. So just be aware of that. Any building class is included here, what you're getting the description. So let's just say we just want to identify single families. So we just want to identify single family homes. Click OK. And then next. Now this page is your optional criteria where you can include other criteria like square footage or zoning or number of stories to further refine your results. So if you want to do that, you can certainly include any of that information here. If you don't care about any of these options, you can just click build and we'll go ahead and make the list for you. Okay, so it's saying here that there are 204 properties on the list and the occupancy status 143 are considered owner occupied. This means that the owner has identified the property address as their address. You want to take that information with a grain of salt. But then there's the non-owner occupied, which is going to be all those addresses that have the ownership with a different address, whether that's in Florida or another borough. You're getting an address that's not the address of the property here. And so if you click on Review and Edit List, that's going to take you to a list of all those matching addresses so you can see what addresses we came back in the search. And so here's all those addresses here. And these, if you click on them, are links to the property report. If you're doing canvassing, for example, you can just go into those reports and take a look at the information. So if you click on the address, it'll take you into the report, and there'll be an option here so we can go next. Just take a look at the next property and just go down the line. Each report will have this, and you can just keep going down the line looking at property reports, and then you can also return to the list to get back here. You can save this to your computer by giving it a name. Well, you can save it to your account. I'm sorry. It'll save to Property Shark for 48 hours if you give it a name and save it. If you don't download it, it disappears after 48 hours. If you do download it, it'll stay on the account for 3 months if you need to download it again. So let's go over here, download list, and I'll show you how to download a mailing list as well as property data. So with the property data, you're able to get a lot of information on the property in an Excel format, so you can actually save that to your computer. So here we are, download for mailings. As part of your subscription, you get 2,000 mailing downloads per month, and this will have a counter at the top telling you, well, there's 204 that are coming out of the 2,000 and how many you have left. And this is going to reload at the first of each month. So if you click on download list, it'll now take you to where you can choose how you want to download this. So you can choose if you want to send only to those that are owner occupied or only those that are non-owner occupied, or checking both boxes will include all. Clicking on the third box will send to the property address for those that are non-owner occupied, so you can send to the owner and the property as well if you'd like. Then you determine how you want to download this. So you can download into Excel to do a mail merge, or you can download a PDF formatted to print directly onto labels. I'll show you what that looks like. So here we go. These are the owners. You'll see that it does say or current occupant, and there's the property address. Basically, you just load your printer with your Avery label paper and print these labels directly on, and then you're done. The other option is to do the Excel or CSV download, which will enable you to do a mail merge with Microsoft Word. So here we have the Excel download, and it's going to give you the owner's name, owner's mailing address, owner's city, state, and zip. These three columns are going to be whether or not the property is owner occupied, along with the property address as well. So if you'd like, you can copy, save this into another cell, and your mailing list is right here, these three columns. And this is your mailing list. Now, if you want to do the property data download, this is particularly useful for commercial brokers, but it can be useful for lots of people as well. This is where you can download large amounts of data for the property in Excel. And so you're getting a list of properties with information that you can download and keep for yourself. Now this, we limit you to 1,000 per month because of the information that you're able to download, but you'll see there's the same counter there at the top. So you can come over here, click download, and then you choose how you want to do it, whether it's Excel or CSV. Here we go. And so this is going to give you a lot of information in one easy Excel sheet.